Hey there everybody, good morning and welcome to the new space. I finally got everything up and hung and everything feels like it's in the right spot, and hopefully everything is a little less echoey now as well. But here is basically what the layout is going to be for the camera and everything else. Thank you so much for just bearing with me during the remove and everything got all messed up. My wife is now right next to me over here so we can work in this space together, and everything is just so much better. I also got rid of the sunbeams because of her brilliant idea. But anyway, let's talk about Dragalia Lost, because I know I don't cover this regularly, but I do want to start talking about it a little bit every here and now. But we got some information that's new. And a little exciting, I guess, for the most part. You'll know that if you're me, you'll notice that there are bugs that pop up pretty frequently. Usually in here, there's something to do with, an issue or a tech problem or something that's going on. And normally I'm just like, they'll work on it. Like, it's a new game, the developers are still like getting stuff figured out, blah blah blah. They'll get it figured out, and eventually, like, it'll be fine, so I'll just ignore it for now. That's usually how it goes with me. However, there was something new that popped up under this guy right here, events and promos, to everyone playing Dragalia Lost Addendum, which is interesting. Oh, also, by the way, if you're using Better Together Hypno's Bane, something's not working with the right hand on that, so just an FYI. Anyway, let's look at this, because this is the important thing. So it says, to everyone playing Dragalia Lost, nice to meet you. My name is Matsura, I think I said that right, and I'm the director of the game. So we got a message from the director of Dragalia Lost directly to us. Thank you for the time you spent playing Dragalia Lost. It's been a little more than a month since the game released on 9/27, and I hope you've been enjoying it. And by the way, Dragalia Lost made a lot of money in its first month's debut. Like a lot of money. Like a lot of money. I'll probably at some point talk about the Nintendo financial report that came out not too long ago, just because it it involves Heroes and all kinds of other games. But make no mistake, Dragalia Lost made a lot of money in its first month. So I am very confident that Nintendo and Cygames are very focused on Dragalia Lost for future stuff coming up. Anyway, the raid event, Kindness in Captivity, is currently running, and we've implemented all kinds of adjustments based on your feedback and gameplay of October's raid event, Loyalty's Requiem. So that would have been Fragonoth, and the problems that came with matchmaking. I think that was the big thing with that, which I don't know if putting a level, like a mic cap on it, really helps that much. I think it should be optional. Like, if you're creating a room, I think you should, if you give the code to someone who, like, you have a friend who doesn't play as much but you're trying to carry them, like, I feel like that should be an option. Just me. But either way, that's kind of how it stands right now. So that's kind of the fix that they put in place for that. You can find the details on these adjustments in the update notifications, so I hope you get a chance to check them out. As things stand currently, it will take some time before the game balance reaches the level envisioned by the development team. We'll continue using your feedback to help us get to that point. So by balance, I think they mean trying to strike a good jive between hardcore players and more casual players, because it can definitely be a grind. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a minute if you haven't gotten to like the higher level mana circles yet. Yeah, but they're open to feedback, which I think is probably the more important part. So for what that's worth, it's nice that they're listening to people's feedback and they're not just like, deal with it, you know what I mean? Heroes is the same way. Heroes is very open to feedback, as we've recently learned when they announced banners in the future. I know you're all having fun leveling up the different adventurers and trying out different team formations, and since I'd like you all to read each of these characters' stories to the very end, we're looking into ways to make adjustments for you to raise characters from level 1 up to the midpoint of their max level. So they're trying to more or less make the storylines more accessible. So the grind, I think they're trying to adjust the grind amount to get them up to the max story. In order for that to happen, we'll be making some adjustments to how character upgrade materials such as rupees, mana, and crystals work, and how much of each you'll need to perform upgrades. It may take some time before these adjustments become reality, but we like to think it will be worth the wait. So I think what they're talking about here are like the lower mana circles for the most part. The upper mana circles are bonkers, and I will show you those in just a second. But I think you know they're trying to make the game more accessible. It seems fairly story driven, especially with these raid events and things like that. Like they're very focused on the lore, I guess, or the plot points in between each character. Because if you think about it, it's semi like Octopath Traveler. You have all these random characters coming together, and you're using them in the same gameplay, but not everybody has the same backstory, and they're not necessarily intertwined. Octopath might be like a bit of a reach for a comparison in that respect, but I think you get what you get what I'm saying. Not everybody's story is centrally focused on you know the kingdom or the Haledom of Alberia. Like there are branching stories from that. We'll have details on this in an update sometime later this month. So we're getting an update in November. Not surprised. December, I feel like, is going to be a very busy time for Nintendo, and I'm sure they want to focus pretty heavily on their mobile games as well as they're pumping out games like Pokemon Let's Go, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and you know, eventually into early 2019 when they have bigger releases coming as well. Fire Emblem, I think, is probably the big one. We've got a mainstream Pokemon game coming too. I feel like they have a very good spot with these mobile games. Primarily, Animal Crossing too. Animal Crossing's coming out next year too. Oh my god. I feel like they're in a good spot with these mobile games, specifically Heroes and Dragalia Lost. I feel like are probably their two strongest. And I mean, Pokemon Go is also in that realm, but I feel like Nintendo doesn't really own that as much as the other ones. They tend to, I don't really see Nintendo talking about Pokemon Go as much. And it's kind of weird, but maybe that's more Pokemon Company and Niantic. Anyway. Finally, I would like to give a gift to everyone who is enjoying Dragalia Lost. So if you log in, you'll be sent 50,000 mana, 100,000 rupees, and 30 gold crystals. Whoa, that's a lot. Items sent as gifts can be collected from your goodie box. You can collect these until 11:59, November 11th, 2018. So you got the week to do it. So if you haven't done so, log in. Thank you for playing Dragalia Lost. Great. So that was pretty much it. So we're getting these guys, which is cool. The big issue, though, honestly, is the mana circles. So Eldwater is just absolutely insane, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm actually only a couple nodes off from finishing Halloween Ellie, and I did one of these. But the problem is it increases the amount of Eldwater required every time you unlock one of these Eldwater nodes. So it's pretty hard to like completely finish off a character in that respect. And so I think maybe what they're talking more about are some of these down here, some of these lower tier, like probably in through 3. I would say this is everything above 3 is probably a little bit higher. Maybe not as necessary, but I think for the most part they're trying to strike a better balance with the upgrades, and just trying to make it a better experience for everybody, because it is very grind heavy. Like let's just be 100% honest. It's very grind heavy, especially when events roll around, and I feel like the co-op events specifically make this game kind of what it is. I mean, the story is cool. The maps get a little bit repetitive, honestly, sometimes. So I mean that daily grind is just kind of is what it is. But you know, like I personally think one of the best parts is this castle building. And honestly, if it comes to heroes, because I think I think back during like a survey that Heroes did a while ago, they were talking about like town building. If they bring some kind of mode like that, ooh, let's collect. If they bring some kind of mode like that to Heroes, I'd be thrilled, because this is one of my favorite things about it. I get like a sense of gratification from like leveling up my Haildom. It's they have 100% hijacked my brain. No, make no mistake, but you know, it's grind heavy. It is grind heavy, and for someone who plays a lot of other games, or you know, just focuses on Dragalia Lost as more of a casual enjoyment. I don't feel like you get the full experience of the game. It's just kind of like this grind-heavy thing that you kind of work through, you know. And I don't feel like the developers want it to be that kind of game. So it's nice that they're focused on making at least the storylines a little more accessible. Now, if we could have Eldwater be a little more accessible, that would be great. Because like at this point with Eldwater, it's almost like you have to choose. Do you want to upgrade your 3- and 4-star characters into 5-star, or do you want to potentially like finish off their top tier mana circle? I don't know. You gotta pick and choose. I chose to try and finish off Halloween Ellie because that seemed like a great idea at the time. But you know, I guess if you summon a lot, I don't summon a lot. You see this? You see this? I don't summon a lot, because I learned that this game is very expensive to summon on, and I am pretty much just focused on seasonal type stuff at this point. Or if there's a character that's really cool, I'll maybe consider it. But nothing from this banner really grabbed me, so I was just not having it. So I was not gonna spend any of my Wormine on it. But that's kind of where we're at. Oh, my dog is barking because it's breakfast time, I guess. But either way, let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below in the comments. Are you excited for the potential of what we're getting, which is possibly less grindiness and a little more casual experience moving forward? At least with storylines, I feel like the raid events are kind of in a good spot. I feel like if you're gonna grind those out, then you know you absolutely deserve what you get on that. But as far as like the regular story and the character level up goes, it's a little too much. But that's just my thought. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.